What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another scuffed JSemba video. TFT Set 9 Runeterra Reforged is upon us, and it brings a lot of crazy new mechanics and lots of new stuff to unveil. So if you guys haven't checked out my reaction to the trailer, I will link it up in the top right, so go check that out before you hit this video. And without further ado, let's just get into this. I'm gonna link timestamps down below for all the chapters, and if you want to skip around, so grab a snack. It's gonna be a longer video. Hopefully we can knock this out as concisely as possible. But Runeterra Reforged. New customized mechanics, strategies, augments, items, cosmetics, and more. The last set of TFT has thrown Runeterra into chaos, fusing regions together and spawning random portals from cities. The only thing that won't be random is a new set mechanic called Legends. Pick a legend of your choice before you find a game, with every legend granting you different augments dependent on the playstyle you prefer. So a little bit more about the portals. It's a different game every game. Portals are the new galaxies. I think that was an old mechanic that they used to have. It's galaxies. But there are 30 portals in the game. And how it will work is you'll load into the game with 3 different portals. So 3 out of the 30 will show up. I'm assuming they're not going to be the same regions. It's going to be different regions. I'm not sure if the same region will pop up twice, but we'll see. And it says no starting carousel anymore. I'm not sure how that's quite gonna work, because previously you would get a champion to play on your first board, your first PvE board, but I'm not sure how that's gonna work. We'll have to find out. But they did something unique here, which I liked. It says every player can vote by running inside one of the portals. The portal with the most players inside has the highest probability of being chosen. So even if one or two people in the other portal, it still has a chance of being that other portal, which will make it so it's not the meta every single time. And we'll have a chance of spicing it up and being, oh my god, it picked the other one. Without further ado, we got a list of all the portals that are going to be available, so we can just quickly run through them. First off, we got Jace's Workshop from Piltover. All augments offered this game will be Prismatic. Seems pretty damn good. And I think people will like this one. Next, we have The Slump from the Zon region. There is no interest in this game. Instead, starting on 2-1, gain 3 gold every round. It's current augment in the game. I've never really picked it, but could be interesting. The Lavender Sea, which is from the Void region, starting on 2-1, and after every carousel and PvE round, a Void symbiote infects a new board hex. The hex grants 20% damage reduction if it's in the first 2 rows, or 20% increased damage if it's in the back 2 rows. And what's nice about these region portals is that it's going to apply to everybody. Next is York's Graveyard in the Shadow Isles. Every time a player dies, all players open an armory containing 4 of the eliminated players' completed items. Pretty sure this was a thing in Hearthstone Battlegrounds. You would get a champion that from a player that died. But this is a completed item. Very interesting. Next is Elliptic Vaults. Every time you select an augment, it gains 4 gold per augment you have. Next we have Glass Industries. Every time you build a completed item, gain 3 gold. Seems like the Zon region is kind of focused on gold. Each region is going to have their own kind of like theming. Next we have the Rupture. Travel to a random location that is not currently shown. No idea what that means. Then we have Unstable Rift. Gain an unstable completed item that pops off and transforms into a random item every round. That kind of sounds like the Gadget Team items. Let's see about that. Next we got Mars Omeganum in the Targon region. On 2-5 and 4-5, gain a Tactician's Crown. Pretty good. Excuse me. Next we got Targon Prime. When you reach 40 HP, gain a blessing from the Targonian gods. Sounds like Bun Bun from the lunar event. I don't remember what that was called. Next we got the Summit. Starting at stage 2, gain a lesser champ dupe at the start of each stage, and on stage 5 and beyond, gain a champ dupe instead. Next we have Shuriman Bazaar from the Shurima region. Component carousels have 2 components on them instead of 1. Currently have this in the glitched out 8.5 set. Next we have Shifting Sands. If you don't have an item remover on your bench at the start of each round, you get one. Pretty mid. Warlord's Palace. At the 4-7 NPC round, you get an armory of treasure that can be re-rolled infinitely for 2 gold per re-roll. Seems pretty good. We'll have to see what the loot pool consists of. Seems kind of fun. Next we got Thresh's Sanctum from the Shadow Isles. When any champion dies, collect their soul. Every 40 souls you get, gain loot. Every souls you collect, you gain loot. Next we got Stillwater Hold from Piltover. No augments will be offered this game. I don't know how the people are going to respond to that one. That seems pretty bad, but maybe they just wanted to throw some duds in there so the good ones feel good, you know. Next we have the University. The first augment round will be a Prismatic augment. Next we got Immortal Bastion from Noxus. On 2-1, gain a placeable battle flag that grants 20% attack speed and a 10% max health shield to units that start combat adjacent to it. Kind of like a Zeke's and a Locket put together. Next we got Noxcria. For Noxus, every time you take an augment, a random arena hex appears. Units on an arena hex gain an item that they can use. So, it's like Raider spoils from the Ezreal hero augment, kind of, but just with normal items, I guess. I'm not sure. Next we have Placidium Library from Ionia. Gain a consumable 3-5. Gain a consumable on 3-5 that when you place it on a unit opens an armory with an emblem of each of their traits. It's kind of like a loaded dice, but for emblems instead of appearing in your shop. Next we got Godwillow's Grove. Spot on your bench becomes the grove. The unit in it contributes their trait as though it was in your army. So like what we saw in the trailer. Next we got the Dreaming Pool. At the start of each stage, gain a champ that really fits your team. Cool. It's probably gonna read your traits and then not sure if it's gonna prioritize people that you already have the trait or need. Let's see. We've got Orn's Forge. Randomly on either 2-5 or 3-5, gain an Orn Anvil. Next we got Hearthhome on 4-5. Gain a consumable masterwork item that lets you upgrade one equipped item onto its Radiant version. That's worded weird. You get to upgrade an equipped item to a Radiant version, I think. Next we have Petricite Forest. All units are 15% larger and have 150 bonus health. It'd be kind of fun, I know. Not really sure if the larger aspect's gonna make it any different, but it's fun. Reminds me of the what was that set what's that thing? And it was Cho'Gath, Scion, and Galio that were like the big dudes on the board. If it's like that, it's pretty fun. Let's have House Light Shield. This one's a little interesting. Gain a powerful crown of Demacian 2-1. If the wearer dies, you instantly lose the fight. So I'm not sure how strong this crown of Demacia is going to be, but gotta be careful because you don't want to lose instantly. Next we got Yordle Portals. On the first and fifth round of each stage, gain a free high tier unit. The unit's tier increases with game time. Free units. Next we have Banal Cafeteria. Gain a spatula on 2-1. At shopping start, units equipped with a spatula emblem or tactician's crown feed a Poro snack to their closest ally, granting them 7 permanent health. Units will feed 1 snack per item they have equipped. So they can stack up pretty fast. They could be 3 items equipped. That's 21 health per round. It's pretty good. Next we have Yumi Zoom Zone. Player combats last 20 seconds instead of 30 before overtime starts. It seems like Scuttlepuddle is the exact same. I'm not sure if that's an error or what, but interesting. Next, we are going to talk about the legends. So, once again, you choose the legend before you load into the game, and they will change the playstyle you prefer. So there's a set amount, not all the champions in the set, but they're just kind of classes, I guess you could say. And each of them have their benefits, and they will skew the augments. It says a guarantee. Okay, it guarantees you augments, and they have all of them listed here. So we will go through the list and show what is available. So you pick Lee Sin. It is for the player that loves to reroll and 3-star units. So you get on a roll, free roll after a 2-star. You can get Trade Sector, gain a free refresh on each turn. And High-End Sector, gain 1 additional gold each round. When you level up, gain free shop refreshes equal to your level. These are the selected Stage 2, Stage 3, Stage 4 augments. And seems like the prismatic ones are usually pretty good. Next we got Top Deck 1, 2, 3. Gain 5 gold. Gain gold in the Champ Dupe. Lesser or normal. Next we got Money. Gain money now and gain money later, essentially. Next we got Pengu. Your tactician will get bigger, faster, and healthier. Where's Pengu? We got Titans. We know that one. We got no metabolic accelerator. And then we got Tiniest Titan. Your tactician is small and fast. Heals 2 health after a PvP round. And grants 2 gold per round. These prismatics, like I said, seem pretty good. Next we got Item Grab Bag 1, 2, 3. Seen those before. Gain items or components and gold. Then we got the final grab bag. Gain a random component, 15 gold in a forger. Gain 2 random components, 18 gold in a remover. With the Earth's grab bag, gain 2 item components, a champ dupe, and a spatula. Next we got Ornn. Gain the power of Ornn's creations. We got Latent Forge. After 7-player combats, gain an Ornn item anvil. We got Portable Forge. Gain an Ornn item anvil. And Living Forge. Gain an Ornn item after every 10-player combats. Then we got Small Forge. Gain a component anvil and 8 gold. Gain a completed item anvil and 12 gold. Or gain an Ornn item anvil and a component item anvil. And then we got Jobs Done. Gain 2 component anvils. Jobs well done. Gain a completed item anvil and a component anvil. And then we got Masterful Job. Gain an Orn item anvil and a completed item anvil. Lots of anvils. Should be fun. The nice thing about anvils is obviously you can pick depending on what you need. Which is nice. Next we got Earth. Pick Earth if you're a player that loves emblems. The Master of Dispatching. We got Branching Out. Gain a random emblem and a Forger. We got Ancient Archives 1 and 2. I'm assuming the Ancient Archives 1 is gain 1 Tome of Traits and some gold. We got Ancient Archives 2, gain 2 Tome of Traits and 8 gold. We got Tiny Grab Bag, Big Grab Bag, Giant Grab Bag. Seen those before. And then the final grab bags we just talked about. You guys can pause and read if you need to. Then we got Caitlyn. Get strong units at the start of the game. That seems very good. 1, 2, 3. Gain a random 2-star 1-cost unit. Gain a random 1-star 2-cost unit and a 3-cost unit. Next we have the Stars Are Born. The first tier 1 unit and tier 2 unit you buy are instantly upgraded to a 2-star. I think that's been a thing in the past. You buy a unit and automatically gets upgraded to a 2-star, I'm not sure. And we got Starter Kit. This one seems really good. Gain a random 4-cost and an item they can use. A good item for them. And a 2-star 1-cost that shares a trait with them. So really great opener. And then you gain the same 4-cost again at the start of the next 2 stages. So if you don't even get them, you'll automatically get it 2-starred. Or you can even start working it up to get a 3-star, which is really good. Then you got Knowledge Download 1, 2, and 3, which you gain experience. Obviously, accelerates the early game very well. Or the mid game, I should say, because it's the 3-2 augment. Not so good if you're doing a reroll comp. An early game reroll comp, obviously. This is more late game associated. And then we got Rolling for Days 1, 2, and 3, which you get free rerolls, essentially. And they carry over. Be interesting. Next we got Tom Kench. Collect as much gold as possible. Excuse me. We have AFK. You cannot perform actions for the next 3 rounds. Gain 18 gold. Rich Get Richer. Gain 12 gold. So I think that's nerfed. I think you used to get 20. Yes, you used to get 20. This used to also get AFK. Used to also get 20. I think. Your maximum interest is increased to 7. And then we got Hedge Fund. Gain 20 gold, and you have no interest cap. So you can keep stacking that interest past 5, past 7, to infinity. I'm sure there will be clips of people getting like an insane amount of gold and insane amount of interest each round. Kind of interesting. Oh, I didn't click that. Next we have Balance Budget 1, 2, 3. For the next 4 rounds, gain 4 gold. For the next 4 rounds, gain 6 gold. For the next 4 rounds, gain 10 gold. I'm assuming per round. And then we got Money. We've seen this before. We'll not read it again. Apparently the Poro is to be announced, so we will see what that ends up being. Not sure what that could be about. Maybe something to do with like Poro snaps or something. I don't know. Next we have Twisted Fate for the player that loves Pandora's Box. So we got Pandora's items 1 and 2. So you gain 1 component or gain 2 components. Or Pandora's Radiant Box, which you gain a Radiant item. And then your bench items will randomize each round. Then we got item grab bag 1, 2, and 3. We've seen before. And then we get teaming up 1, 2, and 3. Gaining Zeke's Herald and gold. Or gain 2 Zeke's Herald and 15 gold. Interesting. Next we have Vladimir. Your team will gain lots and lots of HP. We got Transfusion 1, 2, and 3. Your team can gain 60 HP plus 2 more for each missing Little Legend HP. So, damn, imagine if you pair this with Titans or something. That could be really interesting. Or, I'm not sure if these traits will be only if you get the Legends trait. Because it'd be cool to mix and match. It's gonna work. And then you get, so you get 60 and 2 for each. 70 plus 4, or 120 plus 6 HP per missing Little Legends HP. Then we have Battle Ready 1, 2, and 3. Your team deals 5% more damage and takes 5% less damage. Deals 8% more, takes 8% less, and then 12% and 12%. Then we got the Ascensions. After 15 seconds, your team deals 33% more damage. Normal Ascension. After 15 seconds, your team deals 45% more damage. And then Final Ascension, your team deals 20% more damage. After 15 seconds, tripled. What the? So basically, if you get... Ooh, that could be really interesting. You could have like a really tanky team. Pair it with Transfusion. And then you just get a ton of damage at the end of the round. That could be really interesting. I haven't looked at what the traits are or anything, so we'll see how well that could work. But that could be pretty good. Next, we got Draven. The more units you kill, the more gold you get. Okay. Go aggressive comp. Draven. Spoils of War 1, 2, and 3. When you kill an enemy unit, there's a 25% chance to drop booty. Drop that booty like, oh. Not sure what that means. I wonder if it's like the Urgot chest from 8.5. Yeah, 8.5. Spoils of War 2. When there's a kill enemy, there's a 50% chance to drop more booty. Spoils of War 3. When you kill an enemy, there's a 45% drop. 45 chance to drop amazing booty. Why'd they word it like that? Don't know what that means, but that seems really good. Each time you kill a unit, you get a chance. Seems really good. And then we have the balanced budgets. We've already seen that. And rolling for days, we've also already seen that. So very aggressive. You can scale this pretty early. And then late game, you just have a bunch of rerolls. So you can just work towards leveling up. And then you just reroll a bunch. Could be interesting. Next, we get Vigard. Your units will gain immense power. Okay, we got Jewel. Okay, they changed the Jewel Lotus. Jewel Lotus 1. Combat start. Your strongest unit. I wonder how they're going to dictate that. They've done it by items before. I'm not sure if they're going to do it by rarity as well. Strongest unit gains 15% critical strike chance, and their spells can critically strike. Okay, so it's just one unit. Jewel Lotus 2. Your spell, so I'm assuming your team can critically strike. And gain 15%. And then Jewel Lotus 3 can critically strike and gain 40%. So that's a pretty big increase. But it's a huge increase from 1 and 2. This is one unit, this is your entire team. Next, we got a new trait, Tiny Power 1, 2, and 3. Your team gains 10% AD, AP, and attack speed. 15%, and then 25%. And then partial ascension, Ascensions. We've seen that from the Vlad Augments. Interesting. He's very cool. Bard. Gain even more power when you level up. I like these little debriefs. Kind of cool. I'm sure they'll be listed in the actual client. Bard. Caretaker's Allies. Random 2-star 3 cost on level 6. So I'm saying as soon as you hit level 6, you get a 2-star 3 cost. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good power spike. Because usually you'd be level 7 to start rolling for 2 costs. Or 2-star and 3 costs. Unless you get kind of lucky. Even if you're doing an early game comp, like a level 6 reroll, 2-cost reroll comp, that would be a huge power spike. Then we got Caretaker's Favor at I'm assuming level 6 gain 2 components, at level 8 gain 3 more. So that's what it means. And then we got Caretaker's Chosen at level 5 and level 9 gain a Radiant Armor. Oh my gosh, sounds pretty good. Next we got Small Forge, gain a component anvil and 8 gold. Medium Forge, gain a completed item anvil and 12 gold. I think we've seen this. Then we got Teaming Up, we've seen that as well. So it seems like the first ones are the main like legend ability kind of thing. I'm wondering if you can see the other people's what they pick. It doesn't really matter. I guess it kind of does, because it's gonna influence whether you play early game or not. I don't know. Next we got Ezreal. For the player that loves lots of items and item components. Ezreal. Buried Treasures 1, 2, and 3. At the start of the next 2 rounds, gain a random item component. So the next 3 rounds, gain a random item component. At the start of the next 5 rounds, gain a component anvil. Okay, that's pretty good. Then we got the grab bags. Then we got well-earned comforts 1, 2, and 3. Your champ gains 6. Your champions gain 60 HP for each item equipped. Champions gain 90 HP for each item equipped. Your champions gain 120 plus 10% attack speed for each item equipped. Pretty interesting. Next, we got Master Yi. Your team gains more damage while taking less. Pumping Up 1, 2, and 3. Your team gains 5% attack speed each round. Increase this by 0.5. Ooh. Each round. So you can scale this really late. That could be kind of fun. Next we have Battle Ready. We've seen that. And then Gotta Go Fast. Your team regenerates 10% more mana and moves 20% faster. Team generates 20% more mana and moves 30% faster. Your team generates 30% more mana and moves 40% faster. Cool. Oh yeah. Aurelian Soul. Become high level and play awesome units. We got Cunning Corners. Leveling up costs 2 XP less, so it's going to cost 2 XP to level up instead of 4. Patient Study doesn't show. I don't know. Holy crap! They buff level up when you buy experience points. Gain an additional 11. What was it before? Was it 7? I don't remember. That's crazy. And that's the first 2-1 augment, right? Yeah, 2-1. That's gonna be insane if you can hit that. Next is knowledge download. You've seen that before. You just gain experience. And then it pays to learn 1, 2, and 3. You just gain experience and gold. It's kind of interesting how they just give instant experience. Interesting. And that seems like it's gonna do it for the legends. Now we're gonna get into all the champions. Okay, yeah, we felt that. And then we'll get into the augments at the very end. So save the tedious boring stuff for the end. We'll get into the origin traits. First we got Aatrox, the Darken trait. When Aatrox or the holder of the Darkened Blade dies, the Darkened Blade is equipped to the nearest allied champion, granting them 500 health and 20% Omnivamp. After being equipped to a champion for 4 seconds, Aatrox will revive upon their death instead. Okay, interesting. The nearest allied champion. So you want to... It's gonna probably be pretty tanky. You want to need them to survive for 4 seconds. It's a pretty long time. Interesting. Next we got Demacia. During planning phase, your strongest Demacians become elite and equip a random radiant item for the next combat. All of them? Oh, thank you. Popped up on the screen. Your strongest Demacian becomes elite. Oh, your strongest. I'm not sure. That says plural. Not sure if that's going to be the strongest Demacian or all the Demacians. Oh, I see. It shows. Okay. The elites grant armor, magic resist to themselves and adjacent allies. I see. So it's probably going to be the highest rarities or the people with the most items on them. This does not stack. Oh, the adjacent allies do not stack. Radiant items are upgraded versions of completed items. Okay, so we got 1 elite plus 10 armor and magic resist, 2 elites plus 10, and 3 elites plus 20, and 5 elites plus 30. We got Kale, Poppy, Galio, Garen, Sona, Jarvan, J4, and Lux. Next we got Empress for Bel'Veth, I'm assuming. Yeah, Bel'Veth. But when Bel'Veth kills an enemy, they leave behind a Void Coral, a little minion. No, it's her Coral, her ult, that she will consume. The first Coral increases her max health by 50%. Jesus. While further Coral heals her for 20% max health. But that's only if she kills it. I don't think it's not going to be a takedown. When a Void Coral is consumed, she deals 10% max health as magic damage to enemies within 2 hexes. That seems pretty good though. Next we got Freljord. Looks like it's Ashe, Lysandra, and Sejuani. Szechuan sauce is back. Let's go. After 5 seconds, an ice storm strikes the battlefield. Enemies take a percentage of their maximum health as true damage and gain debuffs for 15 seconds. Both Sunder and Shred. Okay, interesting. And Mana Reave. Okay. Oh, I see. At level 2, 5% health as true damage. Enemies are 40% Sundered and Shred. That's pretty good. 3 of them, 12% max health as true damage. Enemies are also 50% Mana Reaved. Okay. 20%. If you get 4, 20% health. Not sure if they get the Sundered and Mana Reaved, but it says enemies are also stunned for 1.5 seconds. Pretty good. So I think that applies to the whole board. It's not just a certain area, which seems fun. Next we have Ionia. Every 4 seconds, your strongest Ionians are enlightened to their spirit form and gain 20 mana. Each Ionian has a unique bonus within their ability, which doubles when in spirit form. 100% Ionian bonus with 3, 200% with 6, and 300% with 9. 1, 2, and 3 in line. We got Aurelia, Jin, Set, Zed, Karma, Shen, Yasuo, and Ari. Next we have Noxus. Noxus units gain health, ability power, and attack damage. It's increased by 10% for each different opponent that either you have conquered in combat or is dead. Let's see. So 3 is 175 health, 15 ability power, 50% attack damage. 375, 30, and 30. 555, 55, and 55. We have Cassiopeia, Samira, Cled, Swain, Darius. I don't think Garen. Darius, duh. Katarina and Scion. Next we have Piltover. Gain the T-Hex. Oh, that's right. You get a little dinosaur thing. Every time you lose a player combat, the T-Hex gains charges. Winning converts the charges to power for the T-Hex. You may also sell the T-Hex if it has any power, resetting the T-Hex and converting its power to loot. Getting the T-Hex, each loss counts as 2 losses instead. Okay, so this is kind of the cash out system that we've seen before down the road or something. We have Oriana, Vi, Echo, Jace, and Heimerdinger. Next, we have the Shadow Isles. After dealing or receiving damage 8 times, Shadow Isle units gain a shield for 8 seconds and become spectral for the rest of combat. Spectral units gain mana every second. 40% shield, 10 mana, 70% shield, 15 mana, 100% shield, 20 mana. We got Maokai, Viego, Callista, Gwen, and Senna. Oh, I forgot to mention Oriana, Vi, Echo. I did mention that. Duh. Next we have Shurima. Every 4 seconds, Shurima's heal 7% max health. For 8 seconds, select Shurima and Ascend and gain 20% max health and 50% attack speed. I see. The strongest Shuriman ascends. All Shurimans ascend. Also ascend at the start of combat. And 50% ascension bonus. We got Cassiopeia, Renekton, Talia, Akshan, Azir, Nasus, and Cassante. Heal. Okay. Next we have Targon. Your healing and shielding is increased. Ooh, that could be a cool pair. Shurima and Targon. 50% increased healing and shielding, 25% increased healing and shielding, and 34% healing and shielding. We got Soraka, Tarek, and Helios. Next we have Void. Get a placeable Void egg. At the start of combat, it hatches into an unspeakable horror and knocks up adjacent enemies. Each Void Star level increases the horror's health, and ability power by 20%, 25%. We got Void Remora, the Rift Herald, and Baron Nashor. We got Cho'Gath, Malzahar, Kassadin, Rek'Sai, Vel'Koz, Kaisa, and Bel'Veth. Next we got Wanderer. Wanderer's spells change depending on the region portal players voted for. So this is the game-changing person. The ability changing. That's insane. Next we got Yordle. Allies gain 10% attack speed per star level. Yordles become 4-star, gaining a wacky spell upgrade. Ties and items are broken by the Yordle fielded most recently. If you have a 3-star champion, your strongest 3-star Yordle champion becomes 4-star. And 2 of them become 4 stars. So essentially, basically whatever ones you get fully upgraded to 3-star will become a 4-star. We got Poppy, Tristana, Kled, Teemo, and Heimerdinger. Next we have Zaun. Zaun champions create random chem mods that they can use. Champions can be modded once, and mods can only be removed by selling the champion. Why have we seen that before? Something with selling champions that you get something. I don't remember. But this is like what we're saying with Gadgetine. Well then, I'm not sure what the items will be. They get 1 chem mod, 2 chem mods, 3 chem mods, and overcharge mods. Interesting. And next we get into the types. We got Bastion. Bastion champions gain armor and magic resistance. This is increased by 100% for the first 10 seconds of combat. So it's 20 armor and magic resistance, 45, 90, and 180. And the champions listed. Cassante there. Bruiser. Oh, they brought Bruiser back. It's not Brawler. Are you Brawler? I can't remember. So all champions will get health, but Bruisers get even more. Oh, it's a flat 100 health. I see. Interesting. Next, we got Challenger. This is back, I believe. I don't remember. Challengers gain a bonus attack speed when the target dies. Challengers dash to a new target and increase their attack speed bonus by 50% for 2.5 seconds. Yeah, we've seen this before. Next, we got Deadeye. Its innate bonus is bonus range. Every 3 seconds, Deadeye's attack the enemy with the highest percent health and deal bonus damage. Pretty good. It's got the ranged one, Gunner. When Gunner champions attack, they gain a bonus attack damage, stacking up to 8 times. 5%, 10%, and 16%. That's nice. It's not going to be attack speed, it's going to be attack damage, which means they can actually do stuff. Next we have Invoker. Allies restore mana every 3 seconds. 2 is 5 mana for all allies. 10 additional mana for Invokers. 10 mana for all allies and 15 additional for Invokers. Next we have Juggernaut. Juggernaut champions take less damage as their health decreases. Oh, interesting. 10 to 20, 20 to 34, 30 to 50. Next we got Multicasters. Multicasters can cast their ability multiple times. Bonus casts have 50% reduced effectiveness. Level 2 is 1 extra cast. Level 4 is 2 extra casts. Next we have Redeemer. Whenever an ally gains a shield, grant them a 7% stacking attack speed for the rest of combat. Which is Senna. Whenever an ally gains a shield, grant them 7% stacking attack speed. Cool. Next we got Rogue. The first time rogues fall below 50% health, they briefly become untargetable and dash towards an enemy within 4 hexes, preferring the backliners. This is kind of the new assassin. Obviously they got rid of assassins in the last set, making them the hacker. This is kind of the new trait, the dash. Interesting. But it's only when they go below 50% health. Interesting. And then at level 4, additionally attacking an enemy for the first time causes the enemy to bleed, dealing 50% of their max health as magic damage over 5 seconds. So we got Slayer. Slayers gain a 50% Omnivamp. Additionally, Slayers deal bonus damage doubled against units below 60% health. Then we got Sorcerer. When Sorcerers kill an enemy, they trigger an arcane shock that deals percent of the enemy's maximum health to other enemies. Sorcerers gain bonus ability power. We got 25 ability power, shocks 1 enemy. I see, so it's a random enemy? Yeah, I think it's a random enemy. Shocks 1 enemy for 10% health. 45 shocks 1 enemy, 15% health. 75 shocks 2 enemies for 15% health. 111 gain shock 2 enemies for 20% health. Next we have Strategist. Combat start. Allies in the front 2 rows gain a shield for 8 seconds. Allies in the back 2 rows gain ability power. 200 shield, 20 ability power. 350 shield, 30 ability power. 400 shield, 40 ability power. 550 shield, 55 ability power. Pretty good, honestly. Then we have Techno Genius. Gain a replaceable Apex turret with 3 upgrade slots. Upgrades to the Apex turret will show up in your shop for only 6 gold. Obviously, they show up in your shop. We only have 1 Apex turret. That's gonna do it for all the traits. A lot of cool stuff. Some stuff we've seen before, but others seem pretty fun. And then we will get into all the champions. Alright, next up we got the champions. Starting off with our 1 costs, we got Cassiopeia, who's a Noxus Streamer Invoker. Ability is Twin Fang. Deal magic damage to the current target and wound them for 5 seconds. If they are already wounded, deal bonus magic damage. Next we got Cho'Gath. His ult is Feast. It's a Void Bruiser. Deal magic damage to the lowest adjacent health enemy. If this kills them, devour them and permanently gain 40 to 50 to 60 max health. Next we got Aurelia, who is an Ionia challenger. Her ult is Defiant Dance. Enter a defensive stance and gain a shield that rapidly decays over 3 seconds. When it breaks, deal magic damage plus 30% of the damage absorbed to enemies around and in front of Aurelia. With the Ionia bonus, she gets 25 armor and magic resist. Next we have Jhin. Curtain Call, 44 out of 144. Jesus, that's a lot of mana. Take aim at the current target and deal physical damage to enemies in a line. Each enemy hit reduces damage by 40%. The Ionia bonus is 20% attack damage. Next we got Kayle, who's a Demacia Slayer. Oh, Jhin was an Ionia Deadeye. Kayle is a Demacia Slayer. Her ult is Divine Ascent. Oh, I see. It's a passive. Kayle gains new passive effects as your tactician levels up. Okay, we haven't seen that before. So, at the start, your attacks deal bonus magic damage. When your tactician is level 6, every third attack launches a wave that deals magic damage and shreds enemies for 4 seconds. And at level 9, every attack launches a wave and they travel further. Interesting. That's going to be a weird carry because you first obviously have to make her 3-starred, which is a 1 cost. But if you can somehow make her 3-starred and somehow get up to level 9, maybe you can do something with one of the economy legends or level up or something. Probably not level up, probably economy. And then you can possibly make it to level 9. She could be. Sounds pretty good. Next we got Malzahar, who's a Void Sorcerer. So it's this Call of the Void. Opens 2 portals near the current target and destroy 34% of shields and deal magic damage to all enemies caught between the portals. Then we got Maokai, Shadow Isles Bastion. Built as Sap Magic. Its passive is whenever an enemy uses their ability, gain 5 mana. And then his active ability is on Maokai's next attack, he heals. Next is Orianna, who's a Piltover Sorcerer. Command and Protect. Grant the lowest health ally shield for 4 seconds. Grant the lowest health ally a shield for 4 seconds. When the shield expires, it deals magic damage to adjacent enemies and shields them for 3 seconds. Cool. Next is Poppy, who's a Yordle Demacia Bastion. With Steadfast Hammer. Gain a shield for 3 seconds. Deal magic damage to the current target. And she is a Yordle, so Yordles can go up to 4 stars, which you have to get 3-star first. And then I think it just automatically turns into a 4-star. I'm not too sure how that will work. But the 4-star upgrade for Poppy is that she can knock the target into the largest clump of enemies, dealing 40% of the target's max health as magic damage to the target, and 25% of that amount to the clump, and stun them for 1.5 seconds. Pretty good. Next is Renekton, who's a Shurima Bruiser, Call of the Meek. Deal magic damage to adjacent enemies. Heal for the first enemy hit and another one for each additional one. Then there's Samira, who's Nox's Challenger, Flare. Shoot at the current target and deal damage to the first enemy hit. Reduce their armor. So kind of like what Samira is right now, but just without the continuous bullets, essentially. And there's Tristana, who's a Yordle Gunner. Rapid Fire, gain attack speed for 4 seconds. For the duration, attacks explode on impact and deal physical damage to enemies within 1 hex. And the 4-star upgrade, since she's a Yordle, every 8th attack deals bonus physical damage and ricochets to the largest clump of enemies. dealing physical damage to enemies within 1 hex. And lastly, there's Viego, Shadow Owl's Rogue, Blade of the Ruined King. Deal magic damage to the current target. For the rest of the combat, Viego's attacks deal a bonus stacking magic damage. Then we got the 2 costs. Ash, Frailer Deadeye. Volley. Fire 8 arrows in a cone, each dealing physical damage to the first enemy hit and chilling them. There's Galio, Demacia, Invoker, Shield of Durand. Reduce damage taken by 30% and heal for over 4 seconds. After, deal magic damage to adjacent enemies. There's Jinx with Zon Gunner. Fishbones. Fire 5 rockets at random enemies within 2 hexes of the current target. Each rocket deals physical damage. That sounds pretty good. Because I'm not sure if it's like... if its current target is the only one within 2 hexes, that it's just going to fire all 5 rockets at the current target. Could be pretty good. Next is Cassidon Void Bastion Force Pulse. Gain a shield for 4 seconds, deal magic damage to enemies in a cone, and disarm them for 1.5 to 1.8 to 2 seconds. Then there's Kled, Noxus Yordle Slayer with Scarl. Passive. Start the combat with a shield. When it breaks, dismount and gain stacking attack speed for the rest of combat. Stacking attack speed. I'm sure there's a cap to that somehow. It's active as remount and gain a shield. Its 4-star upgrade is execute enemies under 20% health. It's a decent chunk. 20%? It's almost a quarter of their health. They're set with Ionia Juggernaut, and its ability is Facebreaker. Pull an enemy on either side and slam them together, dealing magic damage and stunning them for 2.2 to 2.5 seconds. If only one enemy is grabbed, the damage and stun duration are increased by 50%. Interesting. So... And there's Soraka with Targon Invoker, Astral Infusion. Heal the lowest health ally. If the ally is below 50% health, increase the amount healed by 50%. The ally is infused for 5 seconds, calling down 5 stars over the duration that deal magic damage to the closest enemy. Pretty good for like frontliner comp. There's Swain, who's Noxus Strategist, and Sorcerer Demon Flare. Transform and gain max health for 8 seconds. While transformed, deal magic damage to enemies within 2 hexes every second. And there's Talia, who's Shurima Multicaster, Seismic Shove. Passive. Whenever an enemy is knocked up by anything, throw a boulder at them, which deals magic damage. I'm sure there's a way you abuse that and just keep knocking people up and throwing boulders at people. It'd be kind of fun. And its active is knock up the current target for 2 seconds. So lots of boulders being chucked. That could be kind of fun. I'm not sure if the multicaster will work off of that. It's not an ability, it's their passive. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. No, I guess regardless, it's gonna knock them up twice, right? I don't know how that's gonna work. And there's Teemo, Yordle Strategist Multicaster, Noxus Trap. Hurl an explosive mushroom at the current target. When it detonates, enemies within 1 hex are wounded and take magic damage for over 3 seconds. Its 4-star upgrade has increased the explosion radius by 1 hex. There's Vi, who's Piltover Bruiser, Blast Shield. Gain a shield for 4 seconds, deal physical damage to enemies within 1 hex of the current target and sunder them for 4 seconds. Warwick, who's Zon Juggernaut, Challenger Primal Howl. It's passive that Warwick's attacks restore health. And then its active is for the next 2.5 seconds. The passive healing is increased by 50%. And then after, stun adjacent enemies for 1.2 to 1.5 to 2 seconds. Zed, Ionia Rogue Slayer, Living Shadow. Create a shadow at the furthest enemy within 3 hexes. Zed in the shadow / adjacent enemies dealing physical damage. So Iona bonus is that it's 15% crit chance and crit damage. Now comes the 3 cost. Action. Shurima Deadeye. Comeuppance. Lock on the furthest enemy and unleash a hail of 6 shots towards them. Each deal physical damage to the first enemy hit. As a result. Cool. Then is Darius Noxus Juggernaut Noxian Guillotine. Deal physical damage to the current target. If they die, immediately cast this again with 81 to 85 to 89% of the damage. So kind of like Viego from last set. Then there's Echo Zon Piltover Rogue Phase Dive. Deal 34% of the damage taken in the last 4 seconds and deal magic damage to the current target. There's Garen, who's Demacia Juggernaut. Judgment. Spin. It says X amount of times. I'm sure there's a scaling thing. Scale spin every second for the next X seconds. Each spin deals physical damage to the adjacent enemies. There's Jasu's Piltover Gunner. Acceleration Blast. Grant attack speed to Jace and adjacent allies to his left and right for 3 seconds. Fire a blast at the current target, which explodes on the first enemy hit, dealing physical damage to enemies near the blast. Then there's Callisto, who's Shadow Isle's Challenger. Pierce and Rend. Ooh, passive. Attacks impale a spear in the target, which deal true damage when removed. Callisto rips the spears out if it would kill the target. Seems pretty good. That's obviously our passive. And then our active is impale 5 spears into the current target. We're gonna see a lot of Callisto carries, I think. Karma, Ionia Invoker, Inner Flame. Fire a burst of energy at Karma's target that explodes on impact, dealing the magic damage to adjacent enemies. If a third cast launches 3 bursts of energy. Okay, interesting. Ionia bonus is 20% ability power. Next is Katarina, Noxus Rogue. Veracity. Throw 3 daggers that land next to enemies within 2 hexes, and then teleport to each other. Teleport to each, dealing magic damage to adjacent enemies and wound them for 6 seconds. We got Lysandra Frozen Tomb. Stun the target for 2 seconds and deal magic damage to enemies within 2 hexes of them. They take 10% more damage for the next 4. Rek'Sai, Void Bruiser. Lysandra was a Freylord Invoker. And his Rek'Sai Void Bruiser. Ferocious Bite. Deal physical damage to the current target if they are below 60% health. This damage is converted into true damage and is increased. This kills the target, rip through them 1 hex, and heal. That'd be a pretty good carry. Sona, Demacia Multicaster, Crescendo. Send a wave of sound at the largest clump of enemies and deal magic to enemies hit. Allies hit by the wave gain 25 to 30 to 40% attack speed for 5 seconds. Tarek, Targon Bastion Sorcerer, Radiance. Gain a shield for 6 seconds. It absorbs damage received by adjacent allies. Oh, that could be pretty good. Wait. It absorbs damage by adjacent allies? That's pretty good. Vel'Koz, Void Multicaster Sorcerer. Plasma Fission. Fire a plasma bolt towards the current target that deals damage to the first enemy hit. Then splits into 2, dealing 50% less damage whenever it passes through an enemy. I'll get into the spicy ones, the 4 costs and 5 costs. First one is Aphelios, Targon Deadeye. Its ult is Moonlight Vigil. Fire a Moonblast at the largest group of enemies that deal physical damage to enemies within 2 hexes. Equip 4 Chakram, plus 1 more for each enemy hit by the Moonblast. Okay. For 7 seconds, attacks deal bonus physical damage for each Chakram equipped. Percent of damage dealt by Chakrams heals Aphelios. Pretty interesting. Next is Azir Shurima Strategist. Arise. Passive. After each 3rd attack from Azir, a Sand Soldier deals magic damage to the target. Its active summons a Sand Soldier to attack your target. If Azir already has 3 soldiers, they all immediately deal magic damage instead. We can just stack attack speed on him. Be a Rage Blade and like Static Shiv and just keep attacking fast. And then all the soldiers will attack faster. That could be pretty fun. There's Gwen, Shadow Isle Slayer, Snip Snip. Dash around the current target and snip 3 times in a cone, dealing magic damage to enemies hit. Every third cast, gain 150 to 300 armor and magic resist for 2 to 2.5 to 4 seconds. Cool. J4, Demacia Strategist, Cataclysm. Mightily leap on a nearby enemy. Deal magic damage to enemies within 2 hexes and stun them for 2 to 2.5 to 8 seconds. Kaisa Void Challenger, Cathian Rain. Dash away from all enemies, then fire 15 to 25 missiles split across the 4 nearest enemies. Each missile does magic damage. Lux, Demacia Sorcerer, Torment of Light. Channel a barrage at the current target that deals magic damage over 3 to 6 seconds, reducing their magic damage by 10, 30 every second. They die shifted. What? So she's basically becoming like a Vel'Koz ult. She's just gonna sit there with her beam of light going, and then it moves with her on each target. It's gonna be cool. She's gonna be probably pretty powerful. In 6 seconds, that's gonna be really good if you can get it 3-star. Next is Nasus, Shurima Juggernaut, Soul Eater, Steal 5, okay. Steal 5 to 15% max health, 10% attack damage, and 15 defenses from the nearest 4 to 5 to 9 enemies. Whoa. Wait, you can steal them for up to 9 enemies? That seems really good. While empowered, every third attack does physical damage. That seems really good. You just build him full tank, then he just gets everybody's stats. Like, you're gonna steal the stats from the other guys. And it's steal, so that means their stuff is reduced as well, I think. Should be. And there's Seju... Oh, shit. Then there's Sejuani. Okay. Freljord Bruiser, Fury of the North. Passive. Whenever an ally attacks a shield enemy, they deal bonus true damage. Oh, interesting. Gain a shield for 4 seconds and deal magic damage to nearby enemies and shield them for 4 seconds. Very cool. So Freljord is all about the ice lands, so it makes sense why it's all about chilling. Next is Shen Ionia Bastion Invoker. Key Barrier. Gain a shield and grant shield to the 2 lowest health allies for 4 seconds. After shielding his allies, Shen's shield refreshes with a burst, dealing magic damage to adjacent enemies. The Ionian bonus is 10% damage reduction. We got Urgot Zon Deadeye, Disdain. Passive. Whenever an enemy enters attack range, fire a blast from the leg facing that direction, dealing physical damage to them. Each of Urgot's 6 legs has a 4 to 1 second cooldown. Its active is gain a shield for 5 seconds and dash behind the current target and reset all leg cooldowns. Interesting. We got Yasuo, Ionia Challenger. Last Breath. Send a whirlwind at the furthest enemy within 3 hexes, stunning all enemies, dash to and slash the original target, dealing physical damage to them. Slam into them in the ground and deal physical damage to enemies within 1 hex. Its Ionia bonus is 15% Omnivamp. We got last of the 4 costs, which is Zeri. Zon Gunnar. Ability is Surge. Passive. Execute enemies below a certain health, and kills reset the duration of Surge. Active is for the next 5 seconds, attacks Chain Lightning to 3 to 5 additional enemies, dealing physical damage. Pretty good. Alright, the big boys. Aatrox, Darkened Slayer Juggernaut. Ult is World Ender. Transform for 10 seconds, gaining Omnivamp and converting all bonus attack speed to attack damage. Okay. So just like a slow attacking, hard hitting, just raid boss, essentially. While a transform attacks deal physical damage. And then we got Aria, Ionia Sorcerer, Essence Theft. Steal essence from enemies around her or under target, dealing magic damage and 35% mana reading them. Every amount of cast instead unleash a wave that deals magic damage to all enemies hit. This deals 33% more damage to enemies whose essence has already been stolen. This Ionia bonus is 2 mana per second. Especially with a low mana cost, that could be interesting. We got Belveth, Empress, and Void. Royal Maelstrom. Lash out at the lowest health enemy in range. Each lash deals physical damage and 1% of the target's max health as true damage. Okay. Next we got Heimerdinger, Piltover Yordle Techno Genius. CH3X Lightning Grenade. Hurl a grenade towards the largest group of enemies, dealing magic damage to enemies in a large area and stunning them for 1.5 to 2 to 15 seconds. 4-star upgrade, it says yes, it works! Obviously, because 3-starring Heimerdinger is like really hard. Let alone getting it 4-starred with the Yordle buff. Also, you may be wondering about the turret. That's from the Techno Genius buff, or this trait that he gets. So you automatically just get it. Then we got Cassante, who's Shroom and Bastion. All out strikes. Slam into the ground, knocking the current target into the air. Then smash them away towards the edge of the battlefield, dealing magic damage and stunning them for 2 to 2.5 to 10 seconds. Briefly stun and deal magic damage to enemies that collide with the target while they are being knocked back or who are adjacent to where the target lands. The target cannot be... Oh, we saw this in a set a while ago with the action previously in it. If the target cannot be pushed back any further, they are knocked off the battlefield. So they can just literally just get removed. I wonder if that applies to Cassante as well, or is it just the target? If the target is still alive, Cassante will chase after them? I don't know what that means. Then we got Rise. He's a Wanderer Invoker. So, as we saw before, Rise's ability changes with each kind of portal that you choose at the start of the game, I think. So we have Bandle City. Rise chooses a portal to Bandle City underneath a random unit on your bench. After a brief delay, they arrive on the battlefield with bonus mana and are slightly smaller. So it's like Syndra from pulling units off your bench. Demacia. Rise creates a portal to Demacia underneath a cluster of injured allies, granting a shield. If an ally leaves the safety of the portal, they are healed. When the portal expires, enemies within the portal are dealt magic damage. Freljord. Rise creates a portal to Freljord underneath a random group of enemies. The freezing winds deal magic damage to enemies within 2 hexes over the duration and apply permafrost. A permanent attack speed slow. If enemies are already affected by permafrost, instead they are frozen for the duration. Crazy. Rise creates a portal to Ionia. 74th, a spirit tree that can affect the closest units. Allies are invigorated, gaining attack speed and restoring health over the duration. Enemies are pacified, causing them to dance. Noxus. Rise creates a portal to Noxus armory that spew out a torrent of weapons and armor, granting completed items to random allies with open slots, and throwing axes towards random enemies that deal magic damage each. If any ally would receive an item while the slots are full, they instead gain a stacking damage increase for the rest of combat. Piltover. Rise summons a portal to Piltover that launches out an enforcer grenade that towards its target, dealing magic damage to enemies within 2 hexes and creating a containment area. Enemies that are unable to leave the area... That's not worded right. Are dealt damage to them and all of the enemies within. Shadow Isles. Rise creates a portal to the Shadow Isles, reclaiming the lost ally souls. They return to the battlefield with a % of their maximum health. Oh, interesting. So as long as Rise is alive, I think, or I'm not sure when he ults, he creates the portal. So any people who die at the start will come back, basically. No allies have died yet. The portal remains open, waiting for ally to die. Rise cannot resurrect himself. Shurima. Rise creates a portal to Shurima, summoning a gigantic sand tornado that travels across the battlefield, dealing magic damage to enemies hit and knocking them up briefly. The tornado has a chance to unearth buried treasures and gold as it travels. Targon. Rise creates a portal to the skies above Mount Targon that beckons his targets. After a few seconds, they descend from the heavens as a meteor towards the largest cluster of enemies, dealing a % of the initial target's maximum health as magic damage, and are knocked up and knocking up enemies in the epicenter. Ooh. Zon. Open portals to Zon, causing hired guns to fire a torrent of munitions at a nearby enemy that deal magic damage. The more gold you have, the more powerful the portals become. Oh, I see. So the more gold you have, the better the gun is. Fires a bolt that applies 50% wound. Throws an axe applying 40% shred and sunder. Fires a rocket that deals half damage in a 1-hit radius. Summons an additional portal and one more for every gold you have more. Interesting. Last two, we got Senna, Shadow Isles Gunner Redeemer, Dawning Shadow. Fire a massive beam at the furthest enemy, dealing physical damage to all enemies hit. And any allies hit, gain a shield for 4 seconds, or ult. And then Scion, Noxus Bruiser, Glory in Death. Passive, upon death, reanimate with 100% health. Decaying at 7 to 5 to 0% max health per second. Scion can no longer use his ability, but is immune to crowd control and gains attack speed. So his ability is passive. And you somehow 3-star him, you can't even have decaying health. His active charge towards enemies within hexes deal any... Charges towards the most enemies within hexes. Deal to any enemies along the way. Deal damage. And stun them for 1.5 to 2 to 15 seconds. And that is all the champions in the set. Lastly, we got all the hex tech, not hex tech, but all the augments in this set. As they mentioned in their dev preview, 90% of the augments are changing. So we're just gonna try to just whip through these. And that's why I'm putting this at the end. So if you guys are sticking around, you guys can skip around and all that. First off, we got AFK Legend. Oh, this is okay. So some of these are going to be the legend traits. Okay, so they're only... Okay. I think they're only if you have that legend. I think. You cannot perform actions. Gain 18 gold. All natural 1. Units with no items equipped gain 75 health and heal for 3% of their max health each second. Army building. Gain a lesser champ duplicator. This happens a second time after 8-player combats. Bastion Heart. Team counts as having an additional bastion. Gain a Cassidy. Blood Money. Gain 1 gold per 3 health your tactician loses. Bronze Ticket. Every 5 shop refreshes, gain a free refresh. Bruiser Heart. Your team counts as having a 1 additional bruiser. Gain a buy. Buried Treasures. Started the next 2 rounds, gain a random item component. Challenger Heart. Team counts as having an additional challenger. Gain a Warwick. Cybernetic Bulk 1. The champion holding the item gain 200 health. That's a pretty good amount. Deadeye Heart. Your team has counts as having an additional Deadeye. Gain an Ash. Demacia. Gain a Demacia. Branching Out Legend. Gain a random emblem and a Reforger. Gunner Heart. Your team has an additional Gunner. Gain a Jinx. Invoker. Your team counts as having an Invoker. Gain a Soraka. Ionia Heart. Gain a Set. Iron Assets. Gain a component anvil and 2 gold. Jackpot. After you refresh your shop 40 times, gain a copy of each tier 5 cost unit? What the? Of each? That can't be right. Huh. Juggernaut Heart. Additional Juggernaut. Gain a set. Jeweled Lotus Legend. Okay, so this is only a legend now. Interesting. 15% they can critically strike. Long Distance Pals. At the start of combat, your two furthest champions share 20% of their armor, magic resist, attack speed, and ability power with each other. So usually that's gonna be... Oh, one mess you could probably make it, so... Since they're sharing attack speed and ability power, you can make it so it's just your carries. And everybody's like in the line between. So it's not staggering in front line with your tank with your carry, but you have the two carries together. Could be interesting. Next we got Latent Forge. You can unplug if you need to. Gain a legend, gain an Ornn Anvil after 7 player combats. Misconnections. Gain a copy of each tier 1 champion. Noxus Heart. Your team counts as having 1 additional Noxus. Gain a Swain. 1, 2, 3 Legend. Gain a 1 tier unit, 2 tier unit, 1 tier 3 unit. 1, 2, 5. Gain 1 random component, 2 gold, 1 random tier 5 champion. So I think it's scaling whether this is in your first slot or last slot. It's just balancing a little bit, which will be nice because I mean maybe this could be a 2-1. I guess it could be maybe. We'll have to see. Pandora's Bench. Gain 2 gold at start every round. Right, 3 most slots. Transform. Pandora's items. We know it's turning into a legend. Cybernetic Leech. Units holding on to the item gain 80 health and 15% Omnivance, so they're changing that. It's not armor. Or what was it? Yeah, armor. Change to the Omnivance. Cool. Popping up legend. Your units gain 5% attack speed. Each round is increased by 0.5%. Recombobulator. You know that one transforms into a higher tier champ. Red buff. Okay, cool. What's this? Your unit's attacks burn the target for 8.0 of their maximum health over 8 seconds and reduce their target's healing received by 50%. Cool! Very cool. Risky moves. Your tactician loses 20 health, but after his 7 player combats, gain 40 gold. Is that worth it? I don't know if that's really worth it. It seems like a lot of health. You'd have to go on a win streak, or else you'd be like, ooh, guess that's risky move. Rogue Heart, you just team counts as having an additional rogue, gain a Zed. Shadow Isles, you gain a Viego. Trima, you get a Talia. Silver Spoon, you get 12 XP. Silver Slayer Heart, your team counts as having 1 additional Slayer, gain a Kled. Social Distancing, 1. Units that begin combat with no adjacent allies gain 15% attack damage and ability power. Okay, that's pretty good. It used to be a shield, but now it's damage. That's neat. Sorcerer, gain a Swain. Spoils of War 1 Legend. When you kill an enemy unit, there's a 25% chance to drop loot. Harm Assist 1. Your units heal for 10% of the damage they deal, and then convert the access to healing. Oh, that's like Celestial Blessing. Oh wait, no it's not. They convert 50% of the access healing to magic damage on their next attack. Oh, interesting. Healing Orbs 1. When an enemy dies, the nearest allied unit is healed for 300. Probably not. Oh, okay, interesting. Component buffet. Whenever you would get a random component, instead gain a component Anvil. Tiny Titans Legend, you get 30 health. Transfusion 1. Team gains 60 health plus 2 health per missing tactician's health. Unified Resistance. Combat start. Your units that share a row with at least 2 other units gain 25 armor and magic resist. Unburdened 1. Units equipped with 35% attack. Units without items are... Excuse me. Your units without items equipped gain 35% attack speed. Inconsistency. This is me. If your streak is less than 3, gain 2 gold. No, that's consistency. They added inconsistency. Young, wild, and free. Can always move freely on carousel rounds? What the hell does that mean? Oh, I wonder if it's like a berry you can just keep walking around and then you go. Like the starting carousel, kind of. Zonheart, gain a Warwick, and on a roll. Whenever you 2-star unit, you gain a free reroll. Next is the gold augments. A cut above. Gain a Deathblade. Champions with Deathblade have a 50% chance to drop 1 gold on kill. Adrenaline Rush. Your Juggernaut units deal 10% extra damage, increased to 30% for the rest of combat when they fall below 50% health. Gain 2 Juggernauts. Act Natural 2. Your units with no items gain 150 health and heal for 5% of their max health per second. All That Shimmers. Gain a Shimmer Scale item armory that offers 2 options. Shimmer Scale items aid gold generation. Okay, so the Shimmer Scale items, I'm assuming it's the same Shimmer Scale items. They're coming back. Obviously, that kind of makes sense because they're adding Shurima. Right? Is that the same faction? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Bashing Crest, gain an emblem and a Cassidon. Buried Treasures 2. At the start of the next 3 rounds, gain a random item component. Defensive Dash. At start, combat started on takedown. Your challenger units gain a 75 to 225 health shield for 4 seconds. Based on current stage. Gain 2 challenger units. Pretty good. Your units with no build difference coming back. No active traits gain a health and attack speed. Based on current health. Or current stage, excuse me. Capricious Forge. Gain a Blacksmith Glove, which equips 2 temporary Ornn artifacts each round. Challenger Crest. Loving Invocation. Your team gains 4% ability power until the end of combat each time your Invoker units cast their ability. Okay, so each time the Invokers who gain mana cast their ability, they give your whole team damage. Cool. Chemtech Enhancements. Your Chem modded units gain 500 health. Allies that start combat adjacent to them gain 100 health. Contagion. At the start of combat, the highest health enemy units is afflicted with Contagion, which increases their damage taken by 20%. On death, though, Contagion spreads to the nearest 2 enemies. Contagion can stack. Wait, at the start of combat, the highest health enemy is afflicted with. So basically, kind of like more damage, and it spreads and it stacks. Cool. Bruiser Crest. Gain a Bruiser emblem and a Vi. This is gonna be a really contagious. Gonna be a really good one. Cybernetic Bolt. Champions holding the item gain 300 health. Cybernetic Leech. Units holding the item grant 120 health and 20% Omnivamp. Deadeye Crest, Demacia Crest, Demon Flare, Demon Swain. Your strongest Swain deals 3% increased damage per 100 max health. Cool. Double Trouble 2, we know what that does. Early Education. Your champions permanently gain 1 ability power whenever they kill an enemy. Champions that start with 10 bonus ability powers. It's kind of like what was it? I don't remember. There was one for attack damage. Forget. But it's the ability power version. Combat training, that's what it was. Petrocyte Shackles. Your Demacians deal 15% more damage, increased to 35 against enemies with 100 or more maximum health or maximum mana. Oh, interesting. Endurance Training. Your champions permanently gain 15 health every time they kill an enemy. So once again, it's kind of like combat training or early education, but it's health. Escort Quest. Gain a training dummy each round. If it survives, gain 2 gold. Freljord Heart. Your team counts as having 1 additional Freljord. Gargantuan Resolve. Gain a Titan's Resolve. Titan Resolves can stack to 40 instead of 25. Oh, that's sick. Glacial Breeze. Whenever a Freljordian Storm strikes. Your units are shielded for 35% of their maximum health and gain 20% attack speed. Gunner Quest Harm Assist 2. Your units heal for 15% of the damage they deal, and they convert 75% of the access healing to magic damage on the next attack. Haunted Shell. If Shadow Isles is activated, your units gain 8% armor, or 8 armor and 8 magic resist for the rest of combat each time an ally dies. Cool. Healing Orbs 2. When an enemy dies, the nearest allied unit is healed for 500. Interesting. So it's not. I think they're getting rid of Thrill of the Hunt and they're adding this Healing Orbs. It seems like it's not going to be stacked towards always healing. Actually, I think this is actually honestly slightly better because if your frontline is alive, you don't need the Thrill of the Hunt because they're just going to be. You usually want to put healing on them. Omnivamp or something. Idealism. Gain Hand of Justice. Champions with Hand of Justice deal 25% increased damage. Impromptu inventions at the start of combat. Components on your champion turn into full items for the rest of combat. Indomitable Will. How do you pronounce that? When your units score a takedown, they shed all negative effects and become immune to crowd control for 6 seconds? When do they score a takedown? That's broken. What the? Just get 1 kill and you're just immune for the rest of the fight. It's pretty good. Infusion. Your team restores 15 mana every 5 seconds. Invoker Crest, Ionia Crest, Jeweled Lotus, Legend. Once again, only Legend. Your unit's abilities can critically strike. Units gain 15% critical strike chance. Juggernaut Crest, Frequent Flyer. After you refresh your shot 15 times, your refreshes cost 1 for the rest of the game. Oh, that's big. That's really, really good. Especially for reroll comps. Really, really strong. Know your enemy. After the first enemy dies each round, your units deal 25% increased damage. Library card, gain Atomic Traits and a component anvil. Last Stand, we know that. Patient Study, Legend. After a player combat, gain 2 XP if you won or 4 XP if you lost. You can now reach level 10. Cool. Long Distance Pals 2, they share 35% for its targets. Allies. Mana Burn, gain a Shroud of Stillness. All enemies take 2.5 of their maximum health as true damage each second until the first time they cast their spell. Interesting. It actually provides some use for Shroud of Stillness. I know it's pretty good in just mana reading, but it's kind of like a very situational item. It's pretty good. Martyr. Whenever your units die, allies heal for 15% of their maximum health. Oh, medium end shopping. Champions appear in the first 3 slots of your shop as if you're 1 level. Oh, I see. So half of your shops is 1 level higher. I kind of like that because then you still have the chance of getting what you want. Metabolic Accelerator. Legend. We don't know what that does though. Morning Light. I don't know what that's. When your Bastion units drop below 50% health, they heal for 75% of their maximum health over 4 seconds. Multicaster Heart. Not today. Gain an Edge of Night. Allies holding Edge of Night gain 35%. 35% attack speed. So like what was it called? Just Edge of Night for the Bane hero augment or whatever. Noxus Crest Magic Wand. Gain a needlessly large rod. All units gain 20% ability power. Overcharged mana font. Combat start. Your sorcery units gain 30 mana. The first time each sorcery gets a takedown each combat, they gain 30 mana. Pandora's items 2. You get 1 completed item. Your stuff is randomized. Perfected Repetition. Each time your multicaster units deal ability damage, they gain 5% ability power until the end of combat. Gain 2 multicasters. Piltover Heart. Portable Forge Legend. Ravenous Hunter. Gain a Warwick. When your strongest Warwick takes or deals damage, he gains 3% attack damage and ability. Okay, so he gets, it's like the Vi hero augment, but for Warwick. Very cool. Return on investment. After you refresh your shop 25 times, gain a Tactician's Crown. I'm not sure if that will stack. I don't think so. I think it's just 25 times and then you get the Tactician's Crown and you're good. Rich Get Richer Plus. Okay, so they got a normal one. Gain 20 gold. This is what we thought it was, what it has been. The maximum interest is increased to 7.0. Rift Walk. Before casting, your strongest casted in gains 20 AP and blinks to the furthest enemy within 3 hexes, but his spell no longer disarms or shields. Mana cost is reduced by 30 mana. Rogue Crest, Salvage Bin. Scoped Weapons coming back. Sentinel Spirit. While in Spirit form, your Ionia units gain 40% attack speed and shield distance for 20% of the maximum health. Shadow Isle Crest. Shimmering Inventors. Your Piltover units gain 5% attack speed for every 10 gold you have. Max 50%. You have 40% chance to drop 1 gold at the round start. Shoplifting. After your first shop refresh each turn, you gain the highest cost champion for free. So that could be pretty good if you never hit it. Stream my crest. Stream is Legacy. Once assembled, your Sun Disc attacks enemies for 150 to 750 magic damage every 2 seconds. Based on current stage. Silver Ticket. Each time your shop is refreshed, you have a 30% chance to gain a free refresh. Slayer Crest. Slayer's Resolve. When your Slayer units take or deal damage, they gain 2 armor and magic resistance for the rest of combat. Stack up 25 times. Sleight of Hand. Gain a Thieves Glove. Your allies holding Thieves Glove gain 30% attack speed. Social Distancing 2. Units that begin combat with no adjacent allies gain 25% attack damage and ability power. Sorcerer Crest. Dueling Gunners. Your gunner units gain 15% attack speed plus 3% of the per gunner stack. Okay, so that basically is like duelists right now. It's duelists plus sure shot essentially, kind of. Spoils of War 2. There's a 50% chance to drop more loot. Talked about that earlier. Stars are Born. First, 1 cost and 2 cost unit you buy are upgraded to 2-star. Early game legend ability. Strategist Heart. Stellacorn's Blessing. Well, you have the Targon trait activated. Your units gain 30% attack speed for 4 seconds after being healed or shielded. Suppressing Fire. Your target of your Deadeye unit's shared attack is stunned for 2 seconds. Target of your Deadeye's unit's shared attack is stunned for 2 seconds. Tactical Superiority. Your units gain 6% attack damage and ability power for each of their traits have activated, double when you field a strategist. Targon Heart. The Boss. Gain a set. The first time your strongest set falls below 40% health, he takes a break to do sit-ups. Each sit-up heals him 50% of his max health and grants 20% attack speed. It's his emote. He does sit-ups. 3 is a Crowd. Your field, your units gain 75 health for each 3 cost unit you field. 3's Company. Gain 4 random TFT champions. Tons of stats. Your team gains 66 health, 6% attack damage, 6 ability power, 6 armor, 6 magic resist, 6% attack speed, and 6 mana. Titanic Strength. Brooders are increased. Brooders gain increased attack damage equal to 1.5 of their maximum health. Gain 2 bruisers. Total Domination. Attacks and abilities of your Noxus units execute enemies below 6% of their maximum health. Increased by 2% after each play you conquer. What? Attacks and abilities of your Noxus units execute stacking by 2% after each player you've conquered. So basically, if you can get the late game, you just win. Totally dominate. Trade Sector Legend, gain a free shop refresh, transfusion. Talked about you gain health and +4. 2 healthy. Units gain 60 health for each 2 cost unit you field. Unified resistance. Share a row with 2 of the units gain 35 armor and magic resist. Unburdened 2 units equipped without items equipped gain 55% attack speed. Then unstable Yordle delivery. Round start. Gain a random Yordle or 1 to 5 gold based on the current stage. I see. So you get the portals. Very cool. And then finally, we got the Prismatic Augments. Endless Horde. You gain team size equal to half your level? Wait, so if you can get to level 10, you get 5 extra team slots? Wait, there's no way. That seems insane. This set's gonna be chaotic as hell. Units can only hold, your units can only hold 1 item though, so it's probably gonna pop out of everything and you have to place them on everything. Gain 2 additional gold. And the Sword Plus, gain team size to half your level. Units can hold 1 item, gain 12 gold. I don't know why they need to do that, but okay. Ancient Archives 2 Legend, gain 2 trophy traits and 8 gold. Bastion Crown, gain an emblem, Sunfire Cape, and a Taric. Binary Airdrop, get an additional 1 if you have 2 on them. Birthday presents we know. Bruiser Crown, get a Warmogs and a Rek'Sai. Brady Treasures 3 Legend, at the start of the next 5 rounds, gain a random item component. Build different 3, gain 250 to 600 health and 45 to 80% attack speed. Challenger Crown, gain a Rapid Fire Cannon, a Callista Cruel Pact. Okay, buy an XP, cost 6 health instead of gold. Heal 3 health before each combat, you know that. Cybernetic Bulk, you get 425 health. Cybernetic Leech, you get 200 health and 25% Omnivamp. Deadeye Crown, you get a Rage Blade and an Action. Demacia Crown, you get a Gargoyle Stone Plate and a Garen. Triple 3. You field exactly 2 copies of the champion. 40% attack damage, 40 ability power, we already know that. Final reserves. The first time you will be eliminated and reduced to 1 health. You regenerate alive after this effect. In fact, triggers, you get XP and gold instead. I'm not sure if they're getting rid of the other one. I don't remember. But this is the Prismatic Augment. Your Soul, Archangel Staff and Lysandra. Gifts from above. At the start of combat, your champion with the least items equips 5 temporary completed items? What? Interesting. I don't know how that's gonna work. Sorry, there's a dog underneath me. Golden Ticket. Each time your shop is refreshed, you have a 50% chance to get a free refresh. We know that one. Dual 3 Legend. Units gain a 55% critical strike chance. Gunner Crown, you get a Ruin's Hurricane and a Jace. Harmless 3. You just gain heal 25% of the damage they deal, and they convert 100% of the access healing as magic damage on the next attack. Hedge Fund Legend, you have no entrance cap, and gain a 20 gold. Oh, you can get it normally too. Hedge Fund Plus, you can get 30 gold. Hedge Fund Double Plus, you get 40 gold. Insane. High-end Sector, each round you get a free shop refresh and 3 gold. Invoker Crown, get a Death Cap and a Death Cap and a Karma. Ionia, you get an Ionic Spark and a Karma. Parting Gifts, when a unit dies, they pass a temporary copy of one of their items to the nearest ally with open slots and shields them. Dang, that sounds good. Man, there's gonna be so much crap flying around the screen. Juggernaut's Crown. You get a Titan's Resolve and a Darius. Level up. When you buy XP, you gain an additional 3, gain 11 immediately. You can now reach level 10. Living Forge. You know that. Lucky Gloves. We know that. Thieves' Gloves will give the ideal items. March of Progress. We already know this one as well. Gain 2 XP now. And you get XP at your level. You can no longer use gold to level up. Wellness Trust. Gain 3 gold if you have at least 50 gold. Your tactician heals 3 health. Okay, interesting. Multicaster Soul, get a Jewel Gauntlet and a Vel'Koz. Noxus Crown. Get an Infinity Edge and a Darius. Pandora's Box Legend, get a random Radiant item, and then your items are randomized. Freaky Friday, get an Infinity Force. After 7-player combats, get a second Infinity Force. Freaky Friday Plus, after 4 instead of 7, okay? Piltover Soul, gain a Zeke's Herald and a Jace. Pump up 3 legends, gain 10% attack speed. Each round increases by 2%. Radiant Relics, we know that one. Rogue Crown, get a Hand of Justice and a Katarina. Roll the dice, get a Radiant Thieves Glove. Okay, interesting. Shadow Isle Crown, get a Stacked Shiv and a Callista. Shurima Crown, Bloodthirster and Akshan. Slayer Crown, Deathblade and Kled. Social Distance 3, get 35% attack damage and ability power. Sorcerer Crown, Spear of Sojourn, Vel'Koz, Spoils of War 3. Whenever you kill an enemy unit, there's a 25% drop. Amazing loot. Amazing booty, as I think it said earlier. I don't know. Starter Kit Legend, getting a 4-tier champion they can use. Oh, this is the Caitlyn Legend. Pretty Prismatic, I guess. Strategist Soul, your team counts as having an additional strategist. Gain a Chalice of Power and a Swain. Tactician's Tools, gain 2 spatulas. Okay, interesting. Argon Soul, get a Redemption and a Taric. Think Fast, we know what that does. Tiniest Titan, we read this earlier. You heal 2 and get 2 gold per round. Transfusion 3. Your team gains 120 health plus 6. Void Soul, get a ZZ Rat Portal and a Rek'Sai. Wandering Trader, granted Training Dummy. It has 3 random emblems equipped. Oh, interesting. So I'm not sure if you can sell it. Maybe you might be able. I'm not sure if you can currently sell the Training Dummies. You might be able to. Really don't know. But it's going to count as 3 random people. What the Forge? All completed items you own or received are reforged into random Ornn artifacts. Whoa! The units gain 100 health per equipped artifact. Zon Crown, get a Guardbreaker and an Echo. Golden Egg, we know what that does. Cursed Crown, we know what that does. Unleash Arcana, gain a Rabadon's Death Cap and a Jewel Gauntlet. Penetrable Bulwark, and a Bramble Vest and a Dragon's Claw. Blinding Speed, gain a Ginsu's Rage Blade and a Rapid Fire Cannon. An Overwhelming Force, gain a Death Blade and an Infinity Edge. Man, that's a lot. A lot of new stuff being added. Final remarks. There's a few new Ornn items coming. First is Blacksmith's Glove. I'm pretty sure this is replacing the Blitzcrank hook. Thank God. Fuck that shit. It's Thieves' Blood, but with Ornn items. It will not give Hullbreaker. Apparently, I didn't even know Hullbreaker was a thing. Okay. We got the Crown coming. Crown of Demacia. If the wearer starts combat in the front 2 rows, regenerate 1 to 7 maximum health per second. If they start in the back 2 rows, gain 1 to 7 AD and AP per second. Oh, cool. Oh, this is the Crown of Demacia. Where do we see this? This is one of the things from the portals, I believe. If the wearer of this item dies, you will instantly lose the fight. But again, okay, so at least it shows us the stats. So it either regenerates health or gets damage. Deathfire Grasp. Combat start. The holder fires a blast of energy towards the target, marking them and dealing 20% of their maximum health as magic damage. For the next 6 seconds, the holder's abilities and attacks deal 50% increased damage to the marked target, and 25% increased damage to the other target. This is the new support item, Helios something, I don't know. called? Oh, Hole Crusher. This one's new. If this unit has no adjacent allies at combat start, gain an additional 400 health. We got Sniper's Focus. The holder's attacks and abilities deal 10% increased damage for each hex between them and their target. And then finally, last but not least, we got Trickster's Glass. Summon a clone of this unit with 70% health and 20% maximum mana. Cannot equip items on this well. Well, that is a lot of information. Appreciate you sticking around. You guys can use this as a resource, use it as a info sheet. If you guys want to see possible builds or want to see me try stuff in action, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe for more TFT content if you would like, as well as leave a like and share with your friends, because it really helps the channel grow. And I'm sure a lot of people won't know exactly what's being changed. So like I said, use this as a tool. Come back after you have tried some stuff out and review. Appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Bye.